Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Viking vs. Food for episode number 2. MRE, the second MRE I've reviewed. So we'll keep them with the American current MREs right now. These two cases of MREs I got, menu A and menu B. Box A and box B. They are the newest, current ones in the field right now. These are 2020 inspection date, packed late 2017, so they were packed, 8 months ago. Which for MREs is extremely fresh. They were actually almost a year ago now because they were packed in September of 2017, which for American MREs is very fresh. I used to get ones in the field that were 2 years old. So these are made to last an extremely long time, though. I found some of the MRE entrees, especially, and the cheese can go bad a lot faster than others. But for the most part, these days, they stay good for a very long time. It's very important to do the smell test. But the first one I opened, if you watched it, was the Asian style beef strips. That everything was perfect in it. I can't eat mushrooms, so couldn't eat the majority of that main. But this one should be a lot better. This one is the Southwest style beef and black beans. This is one I always enjoyed. As long as it has the tortillas in it, it's very enjoyable. I can't remember. I don't know if these current ones are going to have the tortillas in them. So there we go. My trusty super cheap pocket knife. We have. I better take the label off this bottle of water. I don't want to get any copyright issues. Alright, there we go. Now, I always use room temperature water for mixing your beverages. Hot beverages, I'm boiling water right now. Hot, hot, hot. But for cold beverages, use, regular room temperature water, preferably, fresh bottled water, and then put ice in it once it's mixed if you need a cold drink. If you don't care, you're all right with it being 70 degrees, then, whatever you want to do. But never have it be cold. Even if it was 65, even about 65 degrees is fine. But the colder it gets, the more the powder mixes clump up. And the last thing you want is a clumped up, nasty drink. So I cut them in the back. That way, if I decided to display them later, keep them and display them. I doubt I will. There's so many of these out there, but still, it's fun to have. So everything is packed. This is a heavily packed MRE. There's clearly a lot in here. So let's see what we got. I think we got the chipotle tortillas. I've never seen that before. So we have Southwest beef and black beans. Very nice. That's the main. Here's the package with the nutritional facts and all the details. So we have total fat 11%, saturated fat 10%. There's never trans fat in these. 20% of your daily cholesterol. The sodium's always the issue. 34% of your daily sodium just in this main. Total, which if you're in the field, you're going to burn that off fast. That's not going to stay in your system long. And the key to sodium, and you're eating MREs especially, is to drink tons of water, and it removes a lot of the effect of the sodium. The more water you have in your body, the more that sodium just kind of goes away, essentially. It doesn't get stuck in your system, in your fat cells, because it goes through your body. So we have a total carbohydrates, 8%, which which is pretty good in carbs. I mean, that's low number of carbs. And dietary fiber is 16%, so it'll help keep you regular. And 4 grams of sugars, and then 25 grams of protein, which is really solid amount of protein. 25% of your iron, 8% of your calcium, 6% of your vitamin C, and 6% of your vitamin A. Now, some of this is additives, but the meat, I'd say all that's probably natural. You don't necessarily want to go through the preservatives. You know, there's a lot of them. And it's impossible to keep something like this fresh for even 3 years without a lot of preservatives. But they've done their best to make sure the preservatives are not harmful to humans. If anything, they'll just the taste. So we got apple pieces in spiced sauce. So these are essentially spiced apples, candied apples, whatever you want to call them. Never seen these before. This is all new because these are brand new MREs, so it's going to have items I've never seen before. We have beverage-based lemonade, gum. There's less coffees than lemonades these days, unfortunately. I prefer the coffee, but the lemonade's good. Lemonade's real good. That's what we had in the last one we opened. We have a MRE trans fat vanilla pound cake. Vanilla pound cake is pretty good, and it's pretty awesome. Very good. Glad to get that. In fact, I think that's what we had in the last one. We're getting a lot of repeat stuff here. We have Chipotle tortillas. I believe they had these back in the day when I used to open these. It's possible they had them. I didn't get them very often if they did. We got the regular old cheese spread, classic cheese spread. At this age, I should not need it. It says need package, but if you saw last time, I barely needed it at all, and it came out flawless. We have mocha cappuccino instant powder. One last item here. We have a beef stick. Good old beef stick. We also had this last time. The last MRE we opened. And you got your heating element. And you got your spoon. You'll get, if you're not familiar, get one of these in every US MRE. Every MRE you'll ever open will have a spoon. Or a spork. More than often than not, a spoon. Alright, so let's clean this up and get ready to eat. Alright, so here we go. Got all cleaned up. And we're ready to get started here. So your preparation, if you decide to heat everything up, which I always recommend heating it up. Most of this stuff tastes 10 times as good hot. Some of this stuff tastes horrible cold. And these apple pieces in spiced sauce, I thought about heating them up, and I'm going to. I prefer. I think it kind of almost tastes like apple pie filling. That's what it sounds like. I really think it'll be better hot, kind of like an apple cobbler, without the crumbs, you know. So let's see how that works out. I'm gonna go ahead and heat it up. So we're gonna do two sides here. Trick to doing two things at once. Take your heating element and put it between both items. Make sure it's nice and flat, and you want the edge to be flat on both sides, so it's easier to put in the retort pouch, I mean the heating element. Slide that top in there. You know, you got to get that like that. Slide the top in there. And you just, without the heating element coming out from between the two or getting uncentered, try and slide it all in there. Some items are easier. Sometimes it's easier to get two in than others. Some items fit easier, but you will get two items in a pouch pretty easily. And in my opinion, everything in these MREs, with the exception of, pure applesauce and stuff like that, everything's better hot. So we're also going to do another trick, because the tortillas could also use to be a little heated up, but there's not enough room in the pouch, and they don't need the full-on heat. We're going to just put this in the pouch. This helps kind of hold everything together. It also allows you to be able to grab the package without burning your hand, because if you do this the right way and the heating element works the way it's supposed to, it will be too hot or just hot enough where you can't quite touch it. I get this to the point where it actually is more effective. The way I do this, it can be more effective than using a truck engine, which is a common way of heating your food in the field, using a hot truck engine. But I don't know. I just prefer. I always preferred using this method. So get it all in there, nice and tight. Tortillas are on the side. Everything's in the pouch. It is pretty tight in there, so kind of give it a squeeze to loosen everything up just a little bit. You can see in there how things are separated just enough, because you want your water to be able to fit in there. And you also want it to be able to stand up on its own, just like that. So, open her up. Open up your accessory packet. Grab your salt, your iodized salt. Shake her up. Always make sure you shake it up or it'll explode all over the place when you open it. You want it to be settled. So, and we're going to pour that salt packet on in there, about half of it. Make sure it goes between. You want it down in there with the heating element. For whatever reason, it has a chemical reaction and just sets it off. So, then you take your water. Because we can't quite see the bottom, you can see the corner there. You can just see the corner. We're going to use that. I'm going to use that as my gauge, and you just need to get enough water in there to come up to there. Not too little, but not too much. You really don't want to overfill these. So, it's pretty solid, but it's hard to judge by the line with these, because we have so much in there. We're going to put just a little bit more water than we normally would. And as long as it comes down, just a bit, and you can already hear it start to sizzle. Once you hear it start to sizzle, you're pretty good. We'll go ahead and leave it up here so you can hear. You know what? Take it, hold the top over, just tuck the corner. You do not want to close it off. You want it to be able to steam. It's very important it's able to steam. And shake, 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 shake. And these, you don't just use these in the field in the military. You can use these, or the civilian versions that MRE Star makes and other retailers make. You can use their versions of this stuff too, if you're out camping or backpacking. It's highly effective for backpacking. And we might have a hole in this pouch. It's leaking a little bit. So I'm going to go put this in the sink, away from me. And yeah, you can already feel it starting to heat up. You want to make sure it's shook up. You want to make sure the water is all over that heating element. You want that water all over the heating element. Every inch of it gets touched, every inch of it lights up and gets hot. Alright, so our hot water's done. Sorry about that, folks. I had to run to the stove. Hot water was done. Didn't want it blown up all over the place. There's our scalding hot water for our cocoa powder, our beverage, cocoa beverage. But this is the mocha cappuccino. It's kind of a substitute for the coffee. And it does have caffeine in it. It does have coffee in it. Let me double check that so I'm not lying to you. Yeah, it has instant coffee in it, which means it has caffeine in it. So it does kind of give you that little boost. You know, I always loved having the coffee. You know, that one, if you had 3 MREs a day, or even 2, most days I only eat 2. There's a lot in them. Or you eat pieces of 3. Have parts you don't eat. But the coffee, always looked forward to the coffee. If I could have the coffee 3 meals a day, I would. I traded beverage bases for coffee more than once. So here we go. Pour that in there. Not all at once. You don't want to make a mess. Pour it nice and slow. Alright, I'm going to get it all in there. Last thing you want is a weak cocoa beverage base. I think they're disgusting. I know a lot of people, I see some of these guys that don't like, some of these guys do MRE reviews that just never put, they always have a ton of water in there. But I like my drinks stronger. And yes, that includes alcoholic drinks. But I don't drink much anymore, if at all. Okay, so we'll stir it up. I pretty well quit drinking because it just puts the beer gut on, and you pass your 40s, you gotta start thinking about your health. And quitting drinking's an easy way to lose weight. Easy way to remove a couple hundred calories from your diet. Alright, so there's our cocoa beverage powder, nicely mixed. Got that foam. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and open our beef stick. Here's the beef stick. It's different than it used to be. It used to be one of those formed, patty-looking strips, like the cheap stuff you get at a convenience store. I don't remember what brand names, but more or less the like steak strip thing. It's not really beef jerky, and neither is this. This is more of a Pepperidge Farm. Pepperidge Farm does not sponsor me in any way, shape, or form. More like a Pepperidge Farm type sausage, like a summer sausage. So we have the cheese spread. Our tortillas, of course, are in the pouch getting heated up. Here's our beverage-based lemonade. Let's go ahead and mix that up. Alright. I'm going to make sure we don't pour too much water in here. I'm only going to fill, this is a tall glass, so I'm not even going to, I'll probably fill it halfway. I prefer to fill a drink less, taste how it is, and then work on it later. The moist towelette, especially for a big guy like me, doesn't do me much good for cleaning myself up. You know, big hands, so it's not much, but they're firm. They don't break real easy, and I use them to clean off my spoon, use them to clean up whatever surface I've been eating it on, and you can use it to wipe your hands a little bit, nothing wrong with wiping your hands with it. And of course, here's our gum. We'll eat that last. That's always the finisher. And I would like to repeat, no, there is no laxative in MRE gum. It's a total myth, and trust me, if there was laxative in it, I wouldn't have been as backed up as I was every time I ate MREs during drills. Trust me, eat MREs for a better part of 2 weeks. You would know if there was laxative in this, and there isn't. Okay. Let's mix up our lemonade now that we've wiped our spoon off. I'm gonna let that sit. It looks a little thick. Let me try it. Oh yeah, that's a little strong. Add a little more water there. I don't want it where it makes my teeth hurt. Mix it just a little bit more, and that should be perfect. All right. Let's go check out our main, see how it's doing. All right, so I'm back. We had some the heating element definitely did its job. They're extremely hot to the touch. Extremely hot. Let's open this up. Clear out the plate here. I don't want to make a mess. Generally, these are a little runny when you open them. Sometimes they're runny, sometimes they're thicker, but this one's a little malleable, so I'm thinking it's a little more runny. Yeah, just a bit. Oh yeah, smells nice. Smells real nice. Smells like a good chili. Oh yeah, it's just basically a chili. Could have went in a bowl. Almost would have been better in a bowl. All right. I just used the empty bag as my trash can. You know, everything gets contained in there, and you just gotta dispose of that. You can turn your MRE bag into a bowl. Funky little tricks like that. You'll learn soldering, but you don't necessarily have to do that stuff. You can use your canteen cup, stuff like that. All right. Oh yeah, they smell great hot. Oh yeah, those will be killer hot. So there's our apples. They're real hot too, and they smell fantastic hot. Yeah, they smell like apples. Apple pie filling is exactly what they smell like. My dog is standing next to me freaking out right now. Don't worry, you'll get something. Settle down. All right. And our chipotle tortillas. Living in southern Arizona, pretty hard to call these tortillas. They're folded over, sadly. They're not the really good new ones. But there they are. They got a darker color because they got probably chipotle sauce baked into them. Our napkins here, they do not absorb a lot, unfortunately. So there's that. Here's our cheese spread. We're gonna put a little bit of cheese spread on one of these tortillas. Just see how they go together. I don't think I've ever had the chipotle tortillas. If I had, I don't remember it. Oh yeah, they smell like chili powder. See how perfectly solid that is? It doesn't have the settled look after, even after 2-3 years. When they're closer to the inspect date or after it, it's separated and oily. This is perfect. Yep. Let's give this a try. I'm just going to put it on the tortilla and take a bite. Yeah, that's awesome. Works real well. Just a little bit of spiciness. Probably accented by the tortilla. Just enough spiciness. I had a leftover Tabasco packet from another MRE. I would probably put that on here just to add a little more kick. Make it a spicy meal. Oh yeah, absolutely outstanding. Fresh, you can taste it, super fresh. The corn and the beans have a nice fresh bite to them. Outstanding. Sorry, needed some napkins, folks. Hands are getting dirty, so I've got effective, thick, abundant napkins. I want to try this on its own, that tortilla. See if the tortilla is adding the spice or if it's in here, because it's starting to get a little bit of a burn. It's nice. Well, yeah, it's all in that tortilla. There's no kick to this. I'm going to get real dangerous here. Gotta get real dangerous. Oh, yeah. There you go. Well, that's a little different. The cheese just has this processed kick to it. It goes fine with crackers, but with the chipotle tortilla, it doesn't really mix that well. I definitely prefer this with the chipotle tortilla, or the regular tortilla, even on the regular crackers. All right, let's finish this off, just the tortilla wise. I'm actually able to enjoy the main this time, unlike the first video. Awesome. I'm not going to eat the whole thing. It's just a lot of food. You know, I don't need that much food. All right. All right. Let's try our kind of dessert. Try and get the flavor off the spoon. I don't want to mix spiced apples and black bean beef. And quick before we eat these, give this an extra stir and let's give it a shot. Now that it's had plenty of time, the lemonade, just like last time MRE I opened, lemonade's perfect. I mean, tastes like you mixed up any instant lemonade mix. Probably better than most instant lemonades I've had. Oh yeah, it's fine. It's always a little light for my taste. Coffee is always a little light for my taste. I like a real strong coffee, but it's still good. Quick before we have that, forgot about our beef stick. Plus, I'm going to appease my dog with this. All right, crack her open. It's just it's like a summer sausage on the inside. It's good. Real smoky. And these are super fresh. I mean, it's perfect. Just like eating a summer sausage from you get at the grocery store. Just as fresh. Plenty of moisture. It's not dry. It's not. The old beef steaks used to be pretty dry. I like this one because it's not dry at all. And dry components really stink in an MRE because if you're in a situation, hopefully you're not, but if you're in a situation where you're isolated and you're low on water, it's the worst. All right, that's enough, dog. My dog is a beggar, a massive beggar. All right, let's give these a try. They look great. Definitely tell they got cinnamon or nutmeg or something on them. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Tastes like apple pie filling. I had some graham cracker and some fried up graham cracker or something to sprinkle on this would be perfect. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is a pleasure to have hot in the field. This would be an absolute pleasure. You definitely, if you've ever had this, if you had this in the field, you'd be trading up for it as often as you could. Yeah, those are great. I'm not going to be able to not eat all of them. Real, they still got a good bite to them. They're not mushy. Just like apples out of a fresh apple pie. Perfect. I'm very glad I heated them up. Really, it tastes exactly like eating an apple pie without the crust. Outstanding. Gotta hand it to them for that. And the vanilla pound cake. I love the vanilla pound cake. It's so good. The spiced pound cake is pretty good. The spiced pound cake's the best by far. But the vanilla pound cake is pretty good too. Give it a bite. I won't eat a lot of it. Problem with the pound cake is it's really high saturated fat. That's the main problem with it. And a lot of sugar. There's 20 grams of sugar in this little chunk of bread, which is pretty extreme. Oh yeah, it's good. Super dry. I know how to fix that. Yes, I just did that. Give that a try. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta get creative with MREs. When you're in the field, you've been eating these for 3-4 days. You're gonna be so sick of them. All you're gonna be thinking about is a cheeseburger. You know, anybody who's served and eaten MREs, anybody who's been in the Army Guard like I was. I was in the Navy for 4 and the Army Guard for the better part of 4 years, and I'm telling you, once you've been out in the field for better part of a week, you can hardly pick up an MRE to eat it, but you learn tricks to make it tolerable. You learn the ways to switch it up and make it unique and make it original. You trade people because you'll know. I'm telling you, they put the strangest combinations of things in some of these MREs. Just freaky weird combinations. I mean, in this one, I would have much rather had the jalapeno cheese with this instead of the regular cheese. Had the regular cheese with the Asian beef strips. It makes perfect sense. Now, the chipotle tortillas with this, that's a good move. It made the beef and beans spicy, which was great. Gave it a little kick. And overall, it was an enjoyable MRE. But when you're in the field, to keep from going nuts, you mix things up and you find ways to make things different. Dip in your pound cake in your cappuccino. Just that kind of thing. It's that kick of flavor, that change. It's just bam, it kind of wakes your senses up, and it's that moment of happiness in a not so happy environment. In an environment where there's not a lot of fun going on. So, I hope everybody enjoyed this review. I know I did. It was the Southwest style beef and black beans, and if I enjoy the MRE, you'll see me eat the majority of it. If I don't, 90% of it will go in the trash. If I'm eating any of the vegetable stuff, thank God there's no there's no vegetable hamburger patty anymore. I've never seen one. So the veggie burger, I haven't seen one in ages. But there's the vegetable lasagna, and some of those are just disgusting. But hopefully, I haven't seen all the MREs in these cases I got. So I'm hoping we got a pizza in there, pepperoni pizza. That would be that'd be something special. So I thank everybody for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You can also check out my other channel, Viking MTG, where I do a lot of gaming content, including Magic the Gathering. Mostly what I'm doing right now, but I will break into other things. I live stream playing Skyrim and other games like that. I don't play a lot of other games right now that I'd live stream or that people would be interested in. I play some old games, stuff I used to play back in the day that I keep around for nostalgia. So, everybody have a wonderful week, and talk to you later. Peace.